Happy Tuesday, everybody. It is chamber check-in time. And today I have Katie Gaston, the executive chair of the Boise Young Professionals with us today. Hi, Katie.
Hi, Paul. Nice to be here today.
Hey, thanks for carving out some time. I really appreciate it. And as you know, these chamber check-ins are designed to share our business member stories, and the people behind them, right? That's the most important thing. Also, this gives us an opportunity to share about one of our programs that the chamber offers is the next generation of leaders, is how I like to talk about it, and emerging leaders in businesses. And we offer this program for that 21 to 40-year-old who is looking at engaging with their peers and thought leaders and access to leadership. So that's what this program is all about today. So Katie, before we get to you, I get to thank our series sponsor for these check-ins. It's Delta Dental of Idaho. And as you know, Delta Dental of Idaho has been producing best-in-class, high-quality dental insurance benefits to Idahoans and businesses for over 50 years. And with that, I'm going to share a fun factoid from their Tooth Truth series. Here we go.
Dental benefits are a smart and affordable investment for small businesses. Why? Some plans cost less than $1 per day per employee. You're more attractive to prospective employees. Plus, good dental health leads to good overall health, helping employees unleash their smile power and save money. Help keep your employees smiling with Delta Dental plans to meet your small business needs.
That is true. Unleashing your smile power. I love it. So, Katie, hey, I'm just going to introduce you formally. Katie, you got your communications degree from California State University, Long Beach, as an outstanding graduate, involved with Headstrong, Associated Students, Inc., HEAL Task Force, President's Commission on the Status of Women, Presidential Scholars Program, now the executive chair for Boise Young Professional. Katie, you also are a Lean Six Sigma Green Belt, and currently are the senior product manager for Givelify. Wow, that's a lot of credentials, Katie.
Thanks, Paul. Yeah, it's been an exciting journey so far, for sure.
Well, you have over 14 years in software industry, correct?
That's correct. Yeah, I've been in cloud-based technology, primarily software as a service, almost since I started my career, which, if you're familiar with that industry, I've been in it a large percentage of the time that cloud-based technology has been a thing. So it's been nice to see the industry continue to grow and develop, and me grow and develop with it.
Well, I see it all the time in our line of work when we see businesses discover issues or problems. It's usually a tool that is the solution. And it's usually a software tool, right?
Oh, especially in today's world, yes. There's an app for that, as they say.
Absolutely. Well, hey, bring us along your journey a little bit and get us up to speed where you're at now. So kind of start from after Long Beach, which is a beautiful place. I love that place. I can't wait to hear.
We have the Smurf Turf. They've got the Blue Pyramid in Long Beach. So I started really in the software space in customer success, or really customer implementation. So I actually started doing product implementation work and professional services. Found my way from there into really managing and being a product owner for a on-premises, so a traditional software product, and bringing that product to the cloud. And that was in the enterprise document management space. And then from there, I learned a lot about everything there is to do with running a software business. So the legal side, the customer success and how to keep your customers happy, product development, go-to-market strategy. And then from that experience transitioned into what I currently do, which is product marketing management. That is the intersection between when the development team builds a product and says, okay, we have something. Now, how do we get people to buy it? How do we get people to use it? So I really fundamentally do go-to-market strategy and go-to-market launches for both new product development as well as existing product development for existing tools. Givelify is a tool that actually helps nonprofits and churches raise money. So I love my experience because I get the opportunity to, apologies for the home guests here. I get the opportunity
I love the interruptions.
to help in the world, to help achieve the mission of a nonprofit, but still do what I love, which is software and technology.
Okay. Well, hey, you might as well stay unmuted because I got a bunch more questions for you, Katie. It's okay. The dogs are our friends too. As executive chair for BYP, tell us a little bit about the mission and the vision that the Young Professionals organization brings to the table.
Yeah, I'd be happy to. So I feel really proud of the fact that I can sit in the seat as executive chair because of how impressive, and I'm saying this from a very unbiased perspective, I'll say how impressive Boise Young Professionals is. I have over a decade experience before relocating to the Treasure Valley, helping to grow and manage young professional groups. So I've seen the gamut of young professional groups that are the drinking groups or ones that maybe don't have as much quality programming. And here in the Treasure Valley, Boise Young Professionals our program has one of the largest young professional groups in the nation, which is amazing for the size of our community. And yes. We have over 1,800 members in BYP. And interestingly, the other thing that I think is really impressive about that is that having helped start over probably 5 different kind of nonprofit type groups, it was founded over 15 years ago. And I think one of the biggest challenges when you start any YP group or any group that's really meant to do something good is the sustainability of it. So we have a long history of quality programming, and that programming really encompasses 3 core themes. Not only do we want to focus on professional growth and investing back in the young professionals in the Treasure Valley, that's obviously the kind of the premier and core theme. We also feel that it's really critical for individuals that have grown up here and seen what Boise has transformed to be, as well as individuals who are now relocating and calling the Treasure Valley home. We want to make sure that they're plugged in and get engaged with the community. So civic engagement is one of our other core themes. We do that in a variety of ways, both in the focus on volunteering and giving back to the community, as well as in looking how to be a passionate and engaged young citizen in the government, in the political space, and making sure that you're aware of and care about the issues that are affecting the Treasure Valley. And then the third theme is that I fundamentally believe, having had over a decade of experience with YP groups, that individuals show up for a variety of reasons. They show up either to give back, like I mentioned, to grow professionally, or ultimately to just get connected with each other and make friends. Right. I think a lot of people that are moving here, we've had, as we all know, a lot of growth in the last 2 years. And now that we're on the, I would say, hopefully on the more heels of what we've experienced in the last 2 years with the pandemic, we're really excited about connecting and building relationships with each other. So all of our programming revolves around those 3 themes, which is professional growth, civic engagement, and really building connections and networking.
I love it. And I always say to connect, empower, and engage, right? Those are,
you got it.
You just dove deeper, right? And I love it, because that's one thing that's really cool about Boise and the Treasure Valley is the connection and access to leadership. And if you're a young professional and you want to connect with the local CEO, chances are they're speaking at the next Lunch and Learn. It's being one of the programs that the organization has. So you mentioned programming and the rich quality programming. Let's review that a little bit. So tell me some of the things that are traditional programming, and then we'll dive into some of the newer things down the road.
Yeah, that sounds great. I'll talk a little bit about some of the flagship programs we have with Boise Young Professionals. The first one happens both in the spring and the fall, and that's called our Be Wise program. BeWise connects young professionals with executive mentors. And in a group of 4 to 6 young professionals, they get to meet over the course of 3 to 4 months with a seasoned executive or a seasoned community member. For example, Lisa Sanchez is one of our BeWise mentors for this current class of BeWise. But it's an amazing opportunity for not only young professionals to have FaceTime and get their questions answered, get advice from individuals who've been there and done it, but also build relationships with other young professionals like them. I've done the program 3 times. I'm still in touch with and absolutely have loved the mentors that I've been able to work with. And I just think it's one of the best programs that we do. I will put a plug. We are always looking for mentors. So anyone watching, if you want to give a little bit of your time and really ultimately help build and grow that next generation of emerging leaders, we are always looking for support. The 2 other programs that we do that I would say are our flagship are related to that idea of civic engagement, like I mentioned. We have in the spring our Be On Board program. One of the things that I think is really nebulous as a young professional is this idea of, okay, I know there's nonprofit boards out there, or I know that there's education boards or, government boards, but how do I even go about the process of serving on one? Well, Be On Board makes that question understood. It walks through what is the structure of a board? How would you actually use your skill set to give back in a meaningful way on a nonprofit or an education board? And over the course of the last, I think, 5 to 7 years, we've placed quite a few young professionals on community boards that are now continuing in their leadership journey and continuing to give back to the Treasure Valley. So that's a really excellent program for someone looking to engage in that space. And then what we're currently gearing up for, which I couldn't be more excited about, is our Be Voting program. That's our program in the fall where we connect young professionals with the idea of how do you become civically minded and engage. We typically host a candidate forum for any of the elections that are happening in the fall, in the November term or the November election season, as well as do an education series on. Sometimes last year, I think we had the prior mayor, Mayor Beater, come and speak about what it's like to hold a position like mayor, and what questions you should be asking of your elected officials. And so that's an excellent program for individuals who might not be as minded in that way and want to grow in that space to be more informed and show up knowing exactly how to best contribute.
I love it.
Yeah. In addition to all of those, we have a lunch and learn series. So on a monthly basis, we typically will host someone from the community to come speak to our group. Part of that series, again, going back to kind of civically minded, is that we do a quarterly series with the current mayor, so Mary McLean, who one-on-one speaks with our group and provides a really, really excellent opportunity for us to understand what's happening in the community. And then we have a lot of other programs in addition to that. So those ones are maybe the other things you were talking about, the more social ones. We have a Be Balanced series that encourages work-life balance, a Be Schooled series where young professional members teach each other skills that they're passionate about. I've hosted one on how to book effective travel in the past, because that's one of my passions. Credit card points, we taught you how to do it. And then we also just launched a new series, which I couldn't be more excited about, which is going back to this idea of the fact that we're on the, hopefully the heels of this pandemic, and we want to build relationships and get back to being in person and connect with new people here in the Treasure Valley. So our Be Social series is more like the meetup groups, if you've heard of meetup before, where any young professional can organize a group about something that they're interested or passionate about. And those just launched this year. So I think this week I'll be going out to a restaurant. We've got some wineries on the docket. We've got some breweries, some pretty exciting things and locations coming up in the future.
Katie, I'm picking up on a theme here.
Oh, no. Yeah.
The mentorship program, Be Voting, the educational program for the civic duties. What we got? Be Wise, Be Voting, Be Connected, be involved, be social. It's all around Boise Young Professionals. I like how that theme is. Okay, so all these opportunities to engage, empower, and connect, and it's in its 15th year, and it all comes to a head in September. And September 7th, tell us about that celebration and what to look forward to.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that we are incredibly passionate about is recognizing good where good needs to be recognized, recognizing the work done in our community. So every year we host an annual celebration, and that's really ultimately to recognize the emerging leaders in our community. They don't necessarily even have to be involved in Boise Young Professionals, just the people that are showing up and doing good work in Boise and the greater Treasure Valley. That's our annual celebration, like I mentioned. This year we're doing things a little differently. I get pretty excited whenever I talk about this because I think it's really cool. But we're renting out the zoo. We're going to have, I mean, who doesn't want to go to the zoo with an adult night at the zoo, you know? Bring out your cheetah print heels, whatever you want to do.
I love
it. So we're renting out the zoo, and it should be a really fun experience where we just spend the night having fun and really ultimately appreciating the emerging leaders that need recognition in our community.
Some of the awards are Citizen of the Year, correct?
Yep.
Help remind me more of those, because we need nominations, right?
We do need nominations. Yeah, we have Entrepreneur of the Year, Leader of the Year, Young Professional of the Year, Young Citizen of the Year. And we actually introduced a new one this year that does recognize Boise Young Professional members. So we've actually introduced a Boise Young Professional Member of the Year as well. And then we also, for any business owner or leader who's listening, we also think it's really important to recognize the workplaces that show up and celebrate talent and emerging leaders. So we also have an award specifically for the best next generation workplace of the year. And anyone can be nominated for these awards. So call to action, write this on just book 5 minutes or 10 minutes on your calendar right now to take the time to submit a nomination. I can tell you from my experience, I've been nominated for some awards in the past, and it is less than 30 seconds of your time. And even if the individual might not go through the full awards process, the fact that they're nominated means something truly special to them. So I'm going to challenge you. Book the time, submit a nomination. I think, Paul, there's the website there. You can just go directly to the website, which is on the bottom of the screen there, and go to the nomination process directly there and submit a nomination for one of these awards.
I love it. This program, Boise Young Professionals, spawned 15 years ago, and businesses have found a big investment for fueling their next generation of leaders to go through this leadership development program to engage, empower, connect. But I think there's talent opportunities to attract talent. Tell us, you said it so well at our last board of advisor meeting. Tell us again why it's important businesses keep BYP on their radar.
Yeah, 100%. I don't know. I don't have the statistic directly in front of me, but when I was doing research preparing for that, what amazed me is that anyone who's an HR professional nowadays, especially, we've all heard of the Great Resignation. Like, keeping talent and engaging particularly the young generation is not even an option. It's critical for business success because the cost of turnover isn't something that you want to experiment with. Like, keeping talent and engaging talent, particularly the next generation of leaders, is something that's so important. And the thing I think is really impressive about BYP is that a lot of the businesses in the Treasure Valley may not have the staff to come up with a full development program for their workforce. Like, there's a lot of resources that you need to invest in growth and development. And social programs for your young workforce, and all of these things that if you read any HR report nowadays, particularly millennials and the generation beneath me, think is critical as part of that whole package of showing up to work. So BYP can be an extension arm for you for that. In fact, our sponsors who do sponsor BYP have the ability to send all of their members, any of the individuals that work for their organization, to our events to participate in things like our BWise program or our Be On Board program to engage in the community. And I can tell you, as a young professional who has now done this for 5 years, and even before that for 10 years, like I can't imagine what my professional experience would be without this. Like, I would not be in the place I am today professionally if I had not participated in programs like BYP, because the connections I've made, the opportunities I've had to lead with low risk, and the ability for me to develop some of the skill sets I'm now using. I've been a manager for half my career, like that I'm now using in that space, would not have existed unless it was for programs like BYP. So I might be a little passionate, you might see that, but because I think that it's a really, really valuable opportunity to provide young professionals. And as a young professional, like, I think that I would be crazy to not take advantage of it. So.
Yep, I agree 110%. Personal and professional development. The programs are already created. They're already high quality with credible people. If you're a business out there looking to offer more opportunities for their emerging leadership, BYP is a great place to plug into. Just in June, I was looking at all the activities. You've got a Be Balanced, a yoga and mimosas at the vineyard. You mentioned that. And then we start with, there's a headshot event on June 4th where you get your professional photography made. The Be Balanced program, the Be Involved, the Sawtooth Trail cleanup in June is something that gets BYPers out into the wilderness to do some trail maintenance. And I gotta bet that makes an impact not only on the trail, but on them personally, that they were a part of that. It's just amazing. Anyway, Katie, thank you so much for taking your time today to explain a little bit more about the Young Professionals organization, how to get involved, the different programming. You have been a gem for leading the charge this year. Thank you so much for all of your passion and professionalism and expertise.
Yeah, thanks, Paul. This was fun.
Absolutely. Hey, have a great weekend. Happy Memorial Day. Bye, Katie.
Bye.